Hi guys, and welcome back to Crypto News today with Yashi. Let's get right to it. Let's hit record. Bitcoin is at 16,852. We're getting closer to 70k. We actually got there very briefly tonight, which is good. Ethereum up 4% too at 1,268. BNB only up 1%, but BNB has been pretty much rallying throughout this whole FTX case because they were both the savior and the villain, depending on who you're talking to. Let's start with CoinDesk. First mover Asia, Bitcoin rises towards 70k despite investor unease, what we just mentioned here. Prosecutors seeking arrest warrant for Terraform Labs Daniel Shin Yonhap. Terraform crash happened a few months ago. Everybody was talking about Daquan, but now legislators are trying to target other people too. In this case, we have Daniel Shin. He was, let's say, charged for violating the Electronic Financial Transaction Act and doing questionable, let's say, getting questionable income. South Korea issues arrest for Daquan's former colleagues again. Basically, the guy says that he left Terraform before there was a whole crash, but they're not charging him for this. They're charging him for questionable incomes, questionable funding, and much more. Perpetual Focus, the centralized exchange GMX, surpasses Uniswap in daily fees earned. We saw Uniswap and the centralized companies making a lot of money lately because everybody's taking the money off of the exchanges, which makes sense. I mean, after FTX, people got scared. An issue was Uniswap, but now we're getting another big player, which is GMX, who made more money in daily fees from all the transactions that happen. So it's good to see that we now have competitors to those main players that we used to see in the past, like Uniswap or PancakeSwap. Genesis creditors hire lawyers to find ways to prevent crypto brokerage bankruptcy. We knew this already. They are at risk of insolvency. The CEO last week mentioned that they are trying to not go bankrupt, so there's still a chance, and they're looking into it. At the same time, Gemini gets regulatory green light in Italy, Greece, and amid lending halt. So yeah, Gemini has halted their lending facility, but they're still growing in, let's say, the states where they can operate. Italy and Greece are the next ones. I had to mention this because I'm Italian, so I'm kind of happy about it. But it is strange because Germany is also in a tricky situation right now, so it doesn't really make sense to expand while you're almost about to go bankrupt, but maybe I'll be wrong. National Bank of Ukraine is looking for CBDCs for retail payments, cross-border transaction, and crypto trading. Basically, during the war, we saw a lot of destructions. We know that they have to rebuild a lot. So they're trying to think about a way to fund people, fund projects, fund incentives. And a CBDC will be a good way for them to not only do it, but also transact internationally if they get funds from in other states. And track pretty much where all this money is going because it is on a blockchain system. So it definitely makes sense. Sam Bankman-Fried loses 17 billion fortune, now down to just $100,000 in the bank. If you watch my net worth updates, I guess if this is true, I'm richer than Sam Bankman. But yeah, it's okay. We don't care about that. Exclusive interview with back to CEO Gavin Michael. Everything in crypto goes back to trust. We're in a strong position. So, of course, crypto adoption is all about trust. Right now has been destroyed. What he basically says is most of the crypto companies have to try to rebuild this trust to start adoption. We have good examples where people using an app might have, let's say, a quicker transition to crypto. Like, for example, Twitter, if Elon Musk does what he says he would do, we're gonna see. He actually just started to release Twitter 2.0, which I'm curious to read and maybe post about it. What is the best crypto use case community answers? So here a question has been asked to the community asking why crypto, what kind of crypto use case we have to prove that crypto is good. One thing is international transactions that are much quicker and cheaper. They mentioned USDT, although USDT at the height of the Ethereum price bubble was very expensive to transact with. But another very good use case is that you can track pretty much any transaction that is happening. So from a general use case, nice, because you can track where the money is going. You can track fraud, as it had been happening with FTX's 500 million fraudulent, let's say, stealing guy. However, it can also be tricky. They don't mention this, but it could be problematic because if you allow government to track every single transaction that is happening out there, unlike what happens with cash, you have more control from a government side. Binance acquires regulated crypto exchange in Japan. Binance officially entered the Japan market again after 4 years of being banned from it. They bought a crypto exchange there, which is regulated, which is approved. Sacro Exchange Bitcoin a Japan financial services agency licensed for business, would mark the re-entry of global exchange in the Japanese market after 4 years. Last but not least, this is something I actually saw on TikTok. Russian billionaire, crypto billionaire, and crypto businessman, I don't know how to say his name, Vyacheslav Taran, 53, died in a helicopter crash. Very questionable. There's a lot of, let's say, gossip around this, and he's a third large crypto exchange guy who vanished, who went away. We had the person from MakerDAO, I believe, that made a tweet about some questionable things happening behind the crypto environment, which then was found unalived a few days later. So this is another one. He was Russian. He was not living in Russia. He was living, I believe, in Switzerland, and he died in a helicopter crash. I'm gonna leave the gossip to you on this. I'm not gonna literally talk about it, but I just wanted to mention it. Guys, that's all for now. If you like what I'm doing, please like and subscribe. If you wanna get access to crypto and also get some money with your starting account, you can check my Coinbase link below. That's all for now. Thank you for watching. Ciao.